On this edition of Turnaround Theory, we'll be watching a video about Tia Mowry instantly regretting the divorce, settling with her ex-husband Cory Hardrict. And I'll give you a theoretical thought like I always do. So join me for another edition of Turnaround Theory coming up next on YouTube and on Facebook. Singer, actress, producer, and co-star of Sister Sister and BET's The Game, Tia Mowry now has a new reality show on WeTV called Tia Mowry, My Next Act. Stay tuned for this edition of Turnaround Theory because we're going to talk about why Tia Mowry instantly regrets divorcing her ex-husband Cory Hardrict. And plus I'll give you a theoretical thought at the end of today's broadcast. Fellas, as I often say, y'all should be knowing my saying and y'all should be knowing the drill. Why don't y'all grab a snack and come on back because y'all just might learn something. Roll that damn intro. What is up, everybody? Once again, it's your boy, Mr. Turnaround, aka Tenacious T. I want to welcome you back to another edition of Turnaround Theory on YouTube and on Facebook. This is the platform where I normally give you guys a free theoretical thought on just about anything. Hey, listen, for those of y'all that are tuning in to this edition of Turnaround Theory on YouTube, I want to personally welcome you. And if you are, in fact, a returning subscriber, I welcome you back. For those that are tuning in to this edition of Turnaround Theory on Facebook, and you're following me for the very first time, welcome aboard. And if you're constantly following me on my Facebook fan page with regard to the content that I post up, hey, kudos to you as well. As a daily constant reminder, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my official YouTube channel. It would help out and it would be beneficial for the YouTube algorithm. And don't forget to click on that post notification bell because you, my friends, will instantly be notified every single time your boy posts up and upload more additional content onto the channel. Please be sure to follow me on all social media sites. Links are going to be provided in the description box below on my YouTube channel as well as in the comment section below on my Facebook fan page. You can also catch up on watching full episodes of Turnaround Theory on my official website. There is a link provided in the description box below on my YouTube channel and in the comment section below on my Facebook fan page. If you also want to contribute to my YouTube channel through PayPal, there will be a link provided in the description box below on my YouTube channel as well as in the comment section below on my Facebook fan page. Please don't forget to use the hashtag Team Turnaround that you see on your screen because that lets me know personally that not only you are watching this episode of Turnaround Theory, but it just goes to show that you are supporting my channel in terms of the content that I post up, and I might just send you a shout out right back. I do hope that I've covered everything within this matter. With that being said and done, let's hop on over into another edition of Turnaround Theory. So as I stated to you guys earlier in the broadcast today, we're going to be looking at a video. This is all about Tia Mowry and why she called herself graduating from a marriage and turning it into a divorce. Now I want to invite you to stay tuned because at the end of today's edition of Turnaround Theory, we're going to be talking about this and I'll give you a theoretical thought based on today's episode. Now, take a look at this video. This is Tia Mowry, singer, actress, producer, and co-star of the TV show Sister Sister and BET's The Game. She already now has a new reality show called Tia Mowry, My Next Act on WeTV. She's going to be talking about her marriage and why it's so challenging for her to go through this by herself. As she's indicated, she's not used to being alone, but now she's having second thoughts and wants Cory Hardrict back in her life. You watch this video and let me know what you think in the comment section below, because I promise you I'll be right back and give you my theoretical thought and my take on the situation.
I hate when this stuff happens because it makes me feel like I've made a mistake. I don't want to be alone, so when I'm going through these challenges, sometimes you want to go back. The only person that I ever loved in my life was my ex. I hate when this stuff happens because it makes me feel like I've made a mistake.
A mistake of what?
I'm getting divorced.
Girl, God.
Stop it. Get some help.
What I thought was very interesting, when she revealed that sometimes she feels like she made a mistake, was that, the people around her, or her quote unquote closest friend, was basically telling her like, no girl, no you don't, you're the one that wanted this, you're the one. And like, I personally feel that as women, it's important that you have people around you who are not bitter or negative or have any disdain towards relationship reconciliation or fixing things. And what I noticed is that this quote unquote friend, her closest friend who has been around her, she's always trying to, invoke or infiltrate Tia's mind with her own personal feelings, right? So it's like, because she has a certain disdain towards men, because she has a certain attitude, because she feels that, men are beneath women and whatever the case is, she always tries to push that narrative onto Tia. And it's important as a woman to understand how much the company around you is going to affect the results that you are going to have in your future.
Stop the cap.
I don't get why I'm still single. Like, I'm putting myself out there.
Now, you see, if this was a different friend who was around Tia, like me, okay, I'm just going to be really honest with you. I'm being very transparent. I would have been like, well, what are the emotions that you feel when you feel that you want to go back? When you feel like you made a mistake, what is it about the situation? Is it the loneliness? Is it the bond that the two of you had? Do you feel as though this is something that you guys would be able to repair? That's what I want to say. Right? Because as a woman, you understand the power of marriage. And so you understand that, okay, you're out here, you're trying something new. Maybe you did make a mistake. Let's explore that conversation. Let's explore those feelings before I'm telling you or, pushing this narrative onto you that, no, you got it. You big and bad. You don't need him. You don't need to go back. You don't need to spin no block.
It's called accountability.
How different of a conversation would it have been if she went down that road instead of trying to tell her what she should or should not feel?
She belongs to the streets.
I hate when this stuff happens because it makes me feel like I've made a mistake.
A mistake of what?
I'm getting a divorce.
What you talking about, Willis?
What's interesting to me is that, every time that Tia talks about the divorce at this point, right, on the TV show as of recent, she only says because, him and I are no longer.
Just because you are no longer doesn't mean that there's no love there.
Wanna run that by me again?
Just because you are no longer doesn't mean that there's no love there.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
It's really hard for her to say that Cory and her are broken up. Cory and her are divorced because our relationship is over. I noticed that it's very hard for her to formulate it in that way. And the only way that she can articulate it is to say, oh, well, since it's no longer, and since it's no longer, and because it's no longer. And I personally feel like that's because, deep down, she doesn't even like saying that. Right? She doesn't even like how it feels when she articulates herself in that way, saying that the two of them are no longer in a relationship.
What?
The amount of tears that Tia is dropping every time this man's name is mentioned, every time she has to talk about the breakup, every time she talks about the divorce. And again, this being so long after the two of them separating, her already going on dates, her already testing the field. Maybe, just maybe, all these people around you, if they were pouring into you and not being, the sisterhood and just fanning your flame, if they were really honest with you, I'm pretty sure we would have already seen a reconciliation.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Women love to play the victim when it comes to breaking up with their significant other, whether it's a relationship or a marriage. And women don't like accountability, but they know how to escape it.
The only person that I ever loved in my life was my ex. He's still in my heart, And just to think about someone else feels weird.
I know some women that I've dated in the past. They did me so wrong, but they knew that they were wrong. They regretted it the moment they got a little older and mature. I guess you could say women don't like accountability. But you know that 50% of marriages end up in divorce, and only 80 to 90% of those divorces have been initiated by women. And as a result of that, women that are once married to the man, they get entitlements. They get entitled to half of everything of what the man has got. complete custody of the children while the man has to pay child support until the children turn the age of 18 and at least gets visitation rights. She'll get the car, the house, and not to mention the man's 401k while the man is still scuffling and still barely has a roof over his head. He's trying to make ends meet but can't do it because now he has to file for Chapter 7 or Chapter 9 bankruptcy or whatever the case might be. But you ain't gotta take my word for it.
Remember when Tia posted this post last year, exactly last year basically, and she said, "A word from me since the narratives are being made without my consent. Hear it here and only here. Just because the dating life is complicated doesn't mean I'm going back to something that no longer served me. That's like implementing if I don't book an audition or a part as an actor right away, I'm going to give up on my dreams. Please just stop. I ain't that weak. Please move on because I have. Thank you. Next." She's saying that, and then on the TV show, she's saying something completely different.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
Now, I'm actually talking about different tidbits of this situation, but the episode actually started with Tia talking about how she is going to repurpose her wedding rings, right? So the rings that Cory gave her when he proposed and when they got married, she's going to take them to a jeweler and have the jeweler do something with the rings so that it can be made into, I believe, a bracelet for the daughter and a necklace for the son. But interestingly enough, there was a scene in which Tia put the ring on, okay? And the look of defeat on her face was ridiculous.
No, not seriously. Super seriously.
Now, the reason why I say that this is ridiculous is because, you know, if you are this hurt about this situation, you see, when a woman is done with a relationship, I gotta tell you, when a woman is over it, when a woman no longer wants to be in a relationship with a man, there's no tears, there's no heartache, she don't even want to talk about him. Okay? She literally wants to act like he never existed. I don't know you, sir. You don't know me. There is no constant communication about that person. There's no constant conversations mentioning that person's name, bringing up the past, living in the past. Like when a woman is over a relationship, it's over. Hence why I strongly believe that Tia is fighting against, you know, her coming out here and being the spokeswoman for divorce. And now she feels some kind of way because, you know, even if she would want to reconcile, the sisterhood would never allow it.
Now stay put, everyone, because when I come right back, I'm going to give you guys a free theoretical thought to today's episode right after this message.
Breaking up with the mother of your children because you think she's boring and doesn't go out enough is absolutely insane. He has a much more greater responsibility to raise his children instead of going out and partying every weekend. Going out once in a while is fine, and they can get somebody to look after their children. But ending a relationship over this is ridiculous.
Dr. Bryant said that 70% of women are low functioning. Y'all ain't talking about that. Dr. Bryant talked about how a lot of y'all women are delusional. How you have these fantasies made up in your mind of the men that you want. And then the actual men that you're dealing with, when they don't live up to that fantasy that you done created in your head, you deem them not to be good men. Y'all ain't talking about any of that. Women love watching her hold Cam Newton accountable, but when are y'all gonna be ready to be held accountable? Because you want so bad for somebody to sit up and hold men like Cam Newton, Nick Cannon, NBA YoungBoy, Young Dirt. You want people to hold these type of men accountable for the broken homes, the womanizing. But guess what? It's kind of hard to hold these men accountable when everything that you could tell them that they doing wrong, y'all women show them otherwise in your actions. Every one of the men that I've named are men who have multiple baby mamas, known to be cheaters, known to not be good men, but do you think that will ever stop them from being able to pull gorgeous, beautiful women? No, it won't. And so as long as they bad actions are always rewarded, there's no reason for them to change. I don't know when women will truly understand the power that you hold and the access that you give men. But as long as the access is always available, there is no true consequences. And since there's no true consequences, there's no way to get these men to change because there's no benefits in them changing. They get the same thing for not changing that they get for changing. So if they don't have to make any adjustments to get what they want, then why would they? It's as simple as telling a child, if you're good, I'm going to give you some candy. But if you bad, I'm going to still give you some candy. So what's the reason for them being good? Like, they're going to get the candy whether they good or bad. So why exactly would they go out their way to be good when they don't have to? They still going to get the same thing they would get for being bad, for being good. That's what this is. You can tell Cam Newton and all of those type of men how wrong it is for them to do the things that they do, but they get rewarded at the end of the day. So as long as they get rewarded, there's no reason for them to change. And they won't.
And now, Turnaround's theoretical thought. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all know what time it is. This is always my favorite part of the segment. It's time for another edition of Turnaround's Theoretical Thought with yours truly. Because in just a moment, I'm about to give you guys a theoretical thought pertaining to today's episode about Tia Mowry instantly regretting her decision to divorce her ex-husband, Cory Hardrict. Now, here's your theoretical thought for the day. Realize that 50% of marriages always end up in divorce. And 80 to 90% of those divorces are always being initiated by the women. And it's not always the man's fault for getting the divorce from the woman. It's just her selfish thinking that got her into this mess. As you saw in today's video, Tia Mowry had it all. A good man who was trying to provide for her and her kids. Now she's a single mom, wishing that she had her ex-husband back, but I'm guessing in his mind, he don't want her back. And can you blame him? Please know that when a marriage don't work out, it's just best to show that it's just time to move on and start dating other women. That's your theoretical thought for today, and this concludes another edition of Turnaround's Theory for today. Let me know what you think in the comment section below concerning today's video. And as a daily constant reminder, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my official YouTube channel. It would help out and it would be beneficial for the YouTube algorithm. And don't forget to click on that post notification bell, because you, my friends, will instantly be notified every single time your boy posts up and upload more additional content onto the channel. I'm Mr. Turnaround, aka Tenacious T. Thanks for watching. I will see you right back here next time for another edition of Turnaround Theory on YouTube and on Facebook.